Okay, I got something to ramble about. It's gonna be very brief though, because I am still working. So when I was on this dating app, I was on Badoo earlier, and this guy who looks like a smoker and looks like a drinker, partier, just completely off the radar, not a golly type at all. And that's my assumptions just from his Badoo profile. Absolutely, I did make assumptions based off, because you don't have time to waste with people who are not the right fit. I mean, I'm 29. I'm waiting and looking for the right one, but at the same time, I'm learning about myself in relationships and the way I talk, the way I think about men, and also the way men talk after dealing with controlling. I'm not gonna say that, Lori. After dealing with narcissists and domestic abuse, there's just some things I'm not gonna tolerate any longer in my life. And just God took me through a season where I was wilding out and learning what it was like to be in the secular world. And yes, God did take me through that season. He didn't leave me in that season. He took me through that season. And some of y'all would be like, God would never do that. Okay, well, the Jesus I know definitely bought and paid the price for me to go through that season for whatever reason. He wanted me to have that life experience. I got it. I don't ever need to go back to it, because I've learned and I'm still learning and now healing from it. Okay. Also, there's some things I just bump my head on, in general, where the Lord probably was like, Jasmine, not that, but this. And I was like, okay, Lord, but I want to do that. And so, anyways, this guy, he messages me with the phrase, hey sexy. And one thing I cannot stand is when a guy messages me saying, hey gorgeous, hey beautiful, hey sexy, because it just shows me up front where your head is at, right? Yeah, I don't like when men message me like that, with the whole like pointing out that you're very attractive to them. Because it's like, one, if you've written something on your bio and that they don't even read your bio and they go straight to, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous. How many other women did you say that to before you got to my profile? So by the time you get to my profile and you're saying that to me, guess what it means to me? It means nothing. It means nothing. You've overused the word. You've overused it. It's lost its power and its value. And me, I just don't care, because I want to know what's in your head, right? Men used to care about what was in a woman's head, not in between her thighs, right? Back in the day, we used to have more to a man than just sex. And it seems today that men only care about sex, right? And then they wonder why they can't find a wife or a girlfriend who won't cheat on them. Well, look at how you've treated women for so many years. This is why you have a generation of women who only care about sex, unfortunately, and how a man perceives them as beautiful or not. Like, God created me a certain way. Everybody's not gonna like my version of beautiful. It really does not matter to me, because I'm not created for every dude to like me. I'm created for really one dude to like me, and if others like me, then so be it. But it really doesn't matter to me whether a man that is not my husband thinks that I'm beautiful or not. And they're everything that is not on the list that I'm looking for, right? A godly man, a leader, someone who's emotionally available, someone's not a narcissist, someone who doesn't do drugs, doesn't smoke weed or cigarettes or whatever else, who doesn't party. Just a whole lot on that list that I've learned is like, if you message me and you fit nothing on my list, on my bio, you should not be messaging me. I'm going to either block you, delete you, or respond to you in a way you're not gonna like. Excuse me. I'm gonna tell you, oh, I told this guy, like, oh, bro, you gotta be kidding me. Like, did you even read my profile? Like, you're wasting my time by even talking to me, and you're wasting your time by talking. Even looking at my pictures, you're wasting your time. You didn't read my bio. He said I have read it, which was probably a lie. And then I said, don't waste my time if you can't even read a 30-second bio, right? And it shouldn't even take you 30 seconds to read it. And he's like, he called me bitter, and I'm like, I'm so far from bitter. So the thing about this video is when a black man, this was a black man calls a black woman bitter because she rejects him, right? I did not care for him. He was nothing on my list. His first 2 words to me was, "Hey, sexy." So right there and then he sexualized me, and I don't need that from you. Like, if I'm looking for a marriage partner, I do not deny that men think about sex when they see your profile. Like, that's just going to be a part of their DNA, biology, and stuff like that. I don't deny that. But what I look for is someone who's not only thinking about sex when they see me or when they read my bio, or even take the time out to read my bio, which he didn't. And he went straight to calling me bitter, which I wasn't, because I don't know you. So why on earth would I waste any time on being bitter towards you at all? Like, I'm at a point where I'm emotionally more mature and just can delete or block you. But the Lord sometimes wants me to just take some roles, just say some things sometimes to correct and rebuke a person, because like there are times where I'm like, God, he's not even worth it. He's not even worth it. He's not even worth it. But then there's something that happens too that the Lord points out to me, is that I'll start building up that aggression inside by ignoring the stupidity of a man. And yes, men, like, as women, sometimes you should let that out. I'm not even gonna lie. Follow the leading of the Lord with that. But sometimes you should just let it out. And God will tell me to not just let a dude walk by me, like just talk to me any kind of way, right? That disrespect, right? Which I don't even think of it like that at times. That is disrespectful how he approached me and came at me. But that was a level of disrespect, right? But I wasn't bitter about it. What I thought was, it was hilarious that this man boy or man child thought I was bitter over someone who wasn't even at my level, right? So I told him a lot. I don't remember everything. I just remember telling him that a lot of men on this app tend to claim themselves to be men when they're really just children. And I don't waste my time on men children. Because I'm at a level in my life where I'm actually seeking a marital partner now. So it's different for me. It's different. There's just some things I don't tolerate, right? And being bitter just made no sense. It was just like something, it's like this ignorant fool just threw out of his artillery or whatever to call me bitter or what? Because I'm black, because I'm a woman, because I rejected him, because his little ego can't handle being called a child. But dude, me and you have nothing in common. Why would you message me? I don't want to have sex with you. I don't even want to know your first name, right? Okay, I'm just rambling, but I just thought that was hilarious. And I might be getting lost now because I'm doing this video when I should be looking for this address. But I just wanted to point that out. You're not bitter just because you reject a man who acts like a child. It doesn't automatically mean you're bitter. Just because you've grown past that person's level of maturity doesn't make you bitter when you reject or have higher standards for yourself. It's okay to have higher standards for yourself, because God has higher standards for you than just any random dude that messages you on a dating app or approaches you in person and asks you out, or comes up and tries to point out how gorgeous looking you are. Like, come on now. God created us women to have some form of beauty, right? We don't need every dude pointing that out to us all the time. But also, it's okay to reject a man child when he's being foolish, right? I'm gonna say this: if a man is not mature enough to handle you responsibly, like handle your responses more responsibly than what they do, and they want to come at you like stupid, childish, sideways, go ahead and handle that. I'm just gonna say that. But I'm just gonna say, like, it's okay to move past that response and without harsh feelings. Like, there's nothing wrong with having zero feelings towards that person, other than like, you're not at my level. That's okay. I'm looking for the person who is at my level. and that's fine, and completely have no harsh feelings towards that person, other than the fact that you find them funny for even thinking that you, like, they thought that you would put so much energy and effort into like 5 seconds of a conversation to feel bitter about them. Like, you don't even know them, and you're all of a sudden just gonna have all these harsh feelings towards them. No, it's just, I'm at a different level and you're not at that level. That's perfectly fine. You don't like to read. I like to read. Clearly, you didn't read my bio. Moving on. You look nothing like what God showed me that my husband will look like. And you do not act like the man that has to be somewhere at my level or above in order for us to be, yoked properly together. And that's fine. Don't let men just sexualize you just because the world is like that and because expectations are low, like for a lot of women now. Like, don't settle, and just keep letting God prune you and show you what you need in your life, and what a good guy looks like, and what you as a good wife will look like. Or forget even a good guy, we're looking for a good husband, right? We're looking for a godly husband, godly men who are ready to be married, not just men who say, yeah, sure, I'm ready to be married, or I'm just seeing what's out there, I'm just trying to see where this goes, or I want to start with friendship. Forget that. You're going to build your friendship within your relationship. God will deal with all that, blah 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 blah. Now, if God wants to take you through a year of being friends, fine, whatever, his process. But if a man comes up to you and says, I'm not ready for marriage, but I want to start at this level of building a friendship and dating and blah blah blah, let him find someone else to waste his time with. You are looking for a spouse, right? You already went through that process. You went through, I was looking for a friend. I was looking for someone to date and see if we can relate. You already went through your process. Now you're waiting for the one who's ready for marriage, and gotta hook that up real fast, and for some people it might be slow, but I feel like God's gonna hook it up fast because you did the waiting. You did the work. You did the integrity work, building the character. You cried, right? You cried when it hurt. You went through the trauma with the boyfriends, and all the rejection and the narcissistic abuse, and just guys constantly rejecting you or you constantly lowering your standards because you never thought God was gonna come through. You already did all that. And now you're at a point in your life where you finally believe that you can meet someone who's at the place at which you're at or better, and God is gonna hook that up, and you're okay with that, right? We want a man who's emotionally available, emotionally ready to open up to us, talk to us, not shut us out. Someone who can deal with anger, right, without punching a wall in, without putting his hands on us. We want to be with someone who's attractive. We don't just want to be with any old dude. We want to be with someone who will wait, right? Who if he has kids before marriage, that's your prerogative. I don't want to be with a dude who has kids before marriage. I don't have kids before marriage, and therefore I've already dealt with having a stepchild, and my ex-boyfriend had a kid, and I don't want no more baby mama drama. I'm good. I did not have kids with the wrong dude, and therefore I don't want to be with the wrong dude who has baby mama drama or kids, and some kids are like demon kids. I don't want that. I already had one step kid who was just like sent from hell. So yes, Lord, forgive me for saying that on live, but it was my reality at the time, and she was making my life a living hell. So I learned a lot. So if you want a parent-free like marriage from the jump, like, it's okay that you don't want a man who has baby mamas all over the place. That's fine, especially if you don't have kids. If you do have kids and you just don't want a dude who's a deadbeat dad, that's cool too. Like, I look at both my ex-husband and my ex-boyfriend, and I see two dudes who were not good fathers, and I'm like, definitely don't want to end up having a kid with you. I was married to my husband, and by year 3 I was like, nope, I do not want to have a kid with this man. And by year 4 it's like, nope, we are definitely not ready to have kid together, because look at you and look at me, a hot mess. And then I meet my ex-boyfriend, and it's like, your kid lives across the state, and you never see him and you never talk about him. That's not a good father to me. How are you going to be in a relationship with someone? I didn't even know he had a kid. He decided to tell me like almost 2 weeks later or whatever. I'm like, you're lying, right? Because had I known he had a kid, I would have never dated him. But it was too late because I was always already falling for him, and God was doing different type of work and blah 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 blah. And I knew that relationship wasn't gonna work anyways, because I would never marry someone who has baby mama drama, or because I already been there. So even though I was still in the relationship and going back and forth, I knew it was someone I could not spend eternity with, or not eternity, but the rest of my earthly life with, or whatever, because I already know how that unfolds, especially when you have a crazy ex-wife and you're a crazy person too, and you're trying to figure out how to raise your kid and all this stuff. Like, I've seen the way he talks to women in his life, and it's like red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Because if my daughter ever saw the way you talk to her, like, no, you would never see your kid. So praise God that we did not have kids together, because that would have been miserable. I know the Lord protected me on purpose from that, because like I said, I had a season where I was a wild child, and the Lord took me through that season for a reason. And it doesn't matter what you think about it or how you feel about it, but it was something after I got divorced that it just happened. Okay, life happened, and I learned a lot. Anyways, don't settle, man. And if you're in a toxic relationship right now, this is your red flag warning. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out right now. Like, right now. If he's abusing you, talking to you any kind of way, putting his hands on you, if he's toxic, if he talks to his mom crazy, talks to his ex-wife crazy, talks to his baby mama crazy, if he talks to you crazy, girl, get away from him. That dude is dangerous. And what I learned was that it starts small, but that red flag becomes a beaming bright light by the time it's almost too late. Like, don't stay there. God is telling you right now, go away. Like, just ask God, do whatever you gotta do. Petition for a PPO, move, change your phone number, close your social media, whatever it is you gotta do. Pray, beg God for assistance. Make sure you have people in your corner. That was like one of the biggest red flags for me and my ex-husband, that I didn't realize till it was too late, that as a covert narcissist, he pretty much had me in a situation where I had no more friends, and I did not have any close relationships to family members the way I did before I met him. And that's what narcissists do. They isolate you. And my ex-boyfriend was just crazy, didn't want me to talk to anybody. And he didn't want, like, he was just, I'll have to tell you the whole story another day, because what I saw also, I just want to throw this out to someone. If you're in a narcissistic, abusive, domestic violent type of relationship, and when you're around that person, all you feel is agitation, bitterness, anger, and like you're just constantly angry, that's a big red flag. Like, that's a big clue that God does not want you around that person anymore. Okay, that it's time to break up, it's time to leave, time to file for the divorce. And I know some of y'all like, God will not tell you to get a divorce. God led me, God helped me with the divorce. It's not that he wants a divorce for you, it's that sometimes you're put in a situation where you have to file for a divorce, unfortunately. So don't ignore that. If God is taking you through marriage and like it's life or death, or he's gonna cheat and there's all this adultery, and God knows the end from the beginning. He knows if a man's gonna turn back from his wicked ways or not. But if you're crying and begging God for a solution, then maybe that solution is the PPO or the divorce, or getting the right voices around you, so you do know from a multitude of counselors what to do next, because there's wisdom if you have the right people around you speaking into your ear. But it took me 5 years before I got my divorce, right? 5 years, 4 or 5 years till it was done. Should have got the divorce. Shouldn't even got married, right? Sometimes you get married when you shouldn't have, and you could have prevented it, but you can't rewrite the past. But it's okay to separate from people who are just not good for you and toxic from you. But I always say, ask God about everything, pray about everything, and He will give you clarity and surety. Even if it sounds confusing, you'll know along the way if it was God's will for you. You'll know. But yeah, I don't know. Rambling now.